choose to research if you had to do this project too?
I think that I would choose Opie Canal, who was a Native American warrior who led the Native Americans into battle against the English. Because prior to teaching Virginia Studies, I had never heard of him, but he has a really interesting history. And I really enjoyed learning about his perspective on the Native Americans versus the English.
And I would choose Jane. The first time I visited Jamestown, I was able to see Jane's skeleton and see how they actually cut part of her head open to eat her brain, which I think is fascinating. And I really enjoy teaching that part of Jamestown also.
Do you find zombies fascinating?
Stick to the script.
Okay. What year do you think was the most important year for this project? 1606 to 1620.
Interesting question. I guess I would say 1606 because that's when everything began. It's when they first left England to start this new colony. So it's just kind of the beginning of the story, but there are a lot of other important years that made Jamestown what it is today. So it's hard to say, but maybe 1606 just because that marks the beginning of it all.
That's a good answer. And I would agree, but I also think 1620 is important too because the only way Jamestown became a permanent settlement was the introduction of women. And without the women, we might not know as much about Jamestown as we do today because it lasted a lot longer.
Okay. Other than the Virginia Company of London, who do you think had the biggest impact on the New World?
Interesting. I think the people that were willing to be the settlers, so the people that were willing to pick up and leave their lives in England and actually go move to Jamestown were the biggest thing because without them, there wouldn't have been anybody there to start it. Obviously, they had a really tough job because there were so many struggles in setting up the colony, but it made it worth it because it was our first permanent English settlement.
And I would say the slaves and indentured servants also played a big role because without them, the tobacco industry would not have grown the way it had grown, and therefore Jamestown wouldn't have thrived, making enough money for them to stay.
Good answer. I agree.
Who do you think was more in trouble during the settlement for the New World? The English with the starving time, or the Native Americans with the English hoarding their land?
Wow, great question. That is tough.
Or the Africans with even their queen coming over for slavery.
Right. I feel like all of them had a hard time, but I feel like I empathize more with the Native Americans and the Africans because it wasn't their fault. They didn't necessarily do anything wrong. So the English settlers had the starving time because they were the ones that lacked their own skills and weren't getting along well with the Native Americans, whereas the Africans were forced over to be slaves and the Native Americans were forced off of their own land. So I feel like those groups definitely had a harder go of it.
Yes, I would agree.
Please say this last question together. Out of 1 through 5 stars, how would you rate this interview?
Ooh, 5.
5! Definitely 5. Give it 2 thumbs up. Wonderful questions, wonderful interview. So
Thank you guys.
Thank you for spending your time for interview.